a women's intensive well-being retreat on May 16th through the 19th in Peoria, Arizona. This retreat is dedicated to healing and empowering women. You'll dive deep into the interpersonal healing, self-reflection, and self-care practices to transform your mind, body, and soul. For more information, call 844-378-2692 or visit www.drtanyagilbert.com.
With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netter instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me, connected to my astral dream. I summon other beings, all facets of me. Magician part my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Netters are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery.
Supreme Rising. You already know the vibes. And Supreme. I am Naga. Naga the Wise. And automatically, we're going to get into incremental science later on today. But right now, I had one of the people that I speak to, they reached out to me this morning and asked me some interesting questions. And they were seeing something with Denzel Washington or something like that, and they want to know certain retrospects. And we got into a nice conversation, and I asked them if it was okay that I share the question with you guys. And they were fine with it. So it prompted me to do a particular type of bill, a particular conversation with you guys this morning. And it was interesting because, you know, Devon be on that synchronicity, like Devon don't play no games. Devon be straight on the synchronicity all day, every day. Like it's a beautiful thing to me. And you know, people make choices out of life, and every choice that they make out of life is based off personal reference. That's always going to be the issue. That's always going to be the problem. Like, it's never going to be the solution for anything. You may slip by the skin of your teeth. You may, you know what I'm saying, you may get by that day unscathed and thinking that, you know, because nothing particularly happened, that it was okay. When in fact, it's never okay to go through life without the divine. It's never okay. And a lot of people don't want to understand that. Most people don't want to absorb that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we're all imperfect beings at the end of the day, but your job is to strive for righteousness. To strive. Strive means to push forward, to continue the value of what you know is right, even when you may feel weak in your flesh. And I've been in situations to where I would feel extra drawn to certain situations, but then I always had the Most High, you know what I'm saying, to lean on. And Divine shows me he's there for me in so many different ways. I don't have to falsify stories or or convince nobody of my connection. I don't seek validation from no one ever. And if I extend my grace to anybody, it's because I see potential. Not because a person has anything extra to offer, it's because I see potential. And that's what divine wants us to do. It's two choices that people make in this world. Is you serving yourself and you serving the divine. Deeper than that, you receiving from the divine, or you have an impatience and you go into the evil forces to receive it. And how do you know you go into the evil forces? Because now you're no longer putting the divine in front of you. You're making these decisions yourself. And this is when it starts to get a little bit more, a little rough around the edges, because the divine is protecting the light that's within you. But once you start putting your value on things that don't have divine connection, then it's like you're wasting the light. Divine is not going to protect that. That's a learning lesson that has to come into fruition. The individual asked me, they said, I wonder why people just don't see when they should make the right decision, or why they just go the wrong direction to satisfy themselves. And my response was, it's because some people make the decision based off having divine connected to it, and other people make decisions based off the negative energy connected to it, despite their allowance to the understanding. It's like you receive physical things from the evil aspect of life, and you don't have that true prowess in yourself to be a part of the divine. You may talk a good game, but see, this is the deepest part of it. People think they can talk into their blue in the face, and divine don't see everything about you because certain things don't change the way it seems as if it should be traumatic. No, if it's a slow leak, right? Divine gonna let that slow leak all the way out until all of it comes out, and then you're gonna be weighed against your actions. That's how you're judged. You're judged against your capabilities of what you're gonna do. Divine speaks to the fact that I know your heart, I know your intentions, I know what you're planning to do. Before you even formulated the thought, I knew you. So when we're sitting there wondering about time and space and why certain things ain't happening at certain particular times, it's because divine knows your intentions. So even if you are placed in a certain mentality of a person trying to switch the understanding of what that may possibly be, divine knows the heart and space of the individual who's being turned at that moment. Divine knows the intention of the individual trying to do the turning. Like it's so much. That's why I created the class incremental science. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody sees things at a broader attention span, and it's all self-serving at the end of the day. Even when they try to play their little punk ass long games, the long game don't even mean nothing anyway, because you don't have a long game with the divine. Divine created your timeline. So what kind of long game are you playing with the Most High? That's like the dumbest shit in the world. So automatically you see people rushing to try to get to a place where they'll never be, because it's not their existence. You got to be retarded to think that you're just going to step in the shoes of someone else and just be someone else. You got to be crazy to think you're going to pass judgment. You got to be crazy to think you have the audacity and the value of outsmarting the Most High. You got to really, like, something has to be mentally wrong with you. And despite whatever we do, we're only young plants. If a storm come through and it blows down all the little teeny fresh growing trees, they may bend and the water may be heavy for them and they may lean to the ground. But with a little bit of light, you know, a little bit of air, the air dries up the water, the heat dries up the water. They start to stand back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just because they seem like they're not in a strength position doesn't mean you have the opportunity to destroy. And even if you did rip it out of the ground, you know what's gonna happen? Another one's gonna grow back up. It's just gonna keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. Divine don't make mistakes, man. People always do, and people always believe that they can outsmart the Most High. And my thing is, for me personally, I get an opportunity because my intention always gonna be in the right place, no matter what nobody think. I don't care what people think. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not my job to run around what you think, how you feel. Like, I don't give a shit at the end of the day. I really don't. My focus should be on the Most High at all times. And people are so busy trying to figure out what that is, they're wasting time not putting the attention on divine. Like, I've explained this shit in so many millions of different ways. People want to seem as if there's something that they're not. And I don't take away from the value of the reconstruction of righteousness. Like, everybody has the opportunity to have a righteous walk, but you don't have the right opportunity to be manipulated to the Most High. It's not even a concept. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a concept of reality. So it's a thin line, you know. And when I was speaking to the individual this morning, they were wondering, like, I think they were wondering why Denzel had the particular look on his face and said he looked disappointed. I was like, well, he probably is, because the choices that he made. And once you understand that, you start dealing with levels that's unbeknownst to you, and you really have to face that walk because you're coming at the end of your actions and your literal intention in your heart is changing, then that's when karma plays a role. So people think, well, I'll just keep running this until it runs out. It don't work like that, yo. You're gonna get certain levels as you go through this understanding. And when divine say that's it, that's what you do. You stand on. You listen to everything you're told. And if you don't listen to everything you're told, you're not going to strive for righteousness. You're only going to fail because you're going to try to satisfy these notions in your head. I never question the Most High. Why question the Most High? That's the creator of time and space. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to end up because I can't see the weave of time and space. But what I do know, that I can keep my intentions pure to the connection of the Most High, despite whatever circumstance. Nothing else should ever be more important than that. I can have certain conversations about different things, and those conversations may be short lived just because of the fact that those conversations can lean towards the value of putting a strength over the Most High connection. I find myself saying in a lot of situations now, all praise due to the Most High, so many times, even when it doesn't seem like it's needed. I'll find a way to put it in there. You know what I mean? And then I start thinking, I'll feel the energy of everybody else thinking that, oh, this is aggravating, or I don't want to talk about what divine did for you, or I don't want to speak this way. I don't want to. You can feel the intentions of people, because divine said, I know your heart. And once you're in line with divine, you start to pick up on the same categoristics, the categoristics that divine is shining through you. You start to understand how that's working through you, so you can see it within other people. That's when your intentions are so locked in, there's nothing going to change them no matter what. So you gain more, and what you're gaining is nothing exponentially new. You're gaining the universal aspects that's connected to the creator of all things. That's what you're going to gain, and that's because of discipline. When you're disciplined in those actions, you're always going to move towards the righteousness of the Most High, because the Most High is the way. Like, I don't know why people make this shit so complicated. The Most High is always going to be the way. There is no other way besides the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So you can try to make other ways, but that's just a curve or a road that you went down that you have to now walk back or fight to get off, because you chose to do something without the divine understanding. You're not the weaver in time and space, so you don't know what that means. You don't even know what to do with that. You know what I'm saying? You just out here like, this what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to live this way. That's up to you. That's your life. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to live your life how you see fit. But does that make it correct? If you want to do something right, you live righteously. And righteousness is the pathway of divinity. Like, it follows each other, yo. It's like following up a shot to the basketball goal. You cross them up and you follow your shot up. Like, how you gonna get to the goal if you decide as soon as you cross somebody up, you run to the other court? Like, the other team behind you on that other court, you at your court, you done crossed the dude up, you got the whole shot. But then you're gonna turn around and run down to the other court with the ball. They're gonna be like, oh, what are you doing? Well, I wanted to go down here. That's not the plan. That's not how that works. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and once you understand your connection to the Most High, then you know what you should be doing. You know the road you should be walking. You know what I mean? And people have already classified so many things in this lifetime. They have already said what was right, what was wrong, what they think this should be, what people think this should be, and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't even matter. Like, I can be the most unsavory aspect of divinity that you ever come across, but it's not up to you to judge that. It ain't up to you to judge that. Like you can see somebody and be like, oh, that person right there, they must got this, that, and the third going on with them because XYZ. Or I played this particular role, so they must be not this or not that. It don't work like that. Divine, the universe, divinity, the negative forces is set up to make you judge out of your own thought pattern. That's how it's set up. It's set up in all of its full totality to make you think that you got the option to choose, and that shows which side of the scale is heavier. When you choose the way you want to decide on something, the weight of that side of the scale gets heavy. It just drops down. When you choose to allow divine in the middle of everything, that side gets lighter. So that's where your heart should be at. So you got to find out where you want to place your heart, and this is the attention aspect, like your intention to the value. You intended this, you intended that. Only person know that is the Most High. My job is not to figure out any of that. My job is to keep the Most High first and foremost in front of me in all things, no matter what's going on. Keep the Most High right there. That's your job. You get up in the morning, you put your feet on the floor, you tell the Most High thank you, and to guide your day. Any little thing, I don't care what it is. If the practice takes you saying, talking to the Most High with every step, just so you get it in front of you, in front of all your actions, then do so. Whatever it takes. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be this straight up and down, funny looking, image of what religion is supposed to be. That doesn't mean that divine created you a certain way to make the feng shui of that energy hit right. Everything is curves, it's chaos. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna find yourself in some of the most chaotic moments making the most beautiful decisions ever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's divinity. That's divinity in this whole understanding. Excuse me. That's divinity in this whole understanding. Oh, I need some water. That's divinity in this whole understanding, no matter what or how anybody see it. And for the most part, people believe they're fighting a war that's non-existent. You're only fighting a war with yourself. And then you're crossing paths with this understanding because you gravitate to the same thing that you are. So the more you put that light into your life, the more you're going to end up sliding away from certain things. The more that division line going to start playing a role, because at the end of the day, it's only about the Most High. All praise due. You got all this self-serving energy in the world. People want to know. They got to get involved. Involvement. Involvement was one of the first tools that the evil energies used to try people. It was apartheid to temptation. So once you seen something that you was unaware of, your mind didn't know what it was, you want to be involved in it. You want to find out or show that you had a certain level of knowledge to that particular understanding, when in fact it really didn't matter what you thought you knew. But that was the temptation to pull you out of your connection to the divine. It's like it makes you sleepwalk. So now you going to get involved in something they ain't even called on the Most High. Probably that shit ain't had nothing to do with you in the first place, but yet and foremost, now you want to be a part of it. And then even in the same right, the divine will send the ones that have that loyalty as far as allowing divine to come in between every single one of their decisions in life to make sure that they're guided correctly. He'll send those loyal intentions right into the space where that intention is false, because it's going to make those intentions show their demons. So automatically it's going to be a clash of retrospective value that not the ones who have the attention for the divine going to have to answer, but the individuals whose attention span is going elsewhere. The work is chosen, and the work is chosen for the most part, and you got to have a strong mind and a strong gut for it, because you're going to see things. This is why I always say one of my favorite words is say, I'm going to fire, and smile and sit right in the fire while everything's happening around me, because I'm not worried about the flames of bullshit. Like that's the last thing ever gonna be on my mind. Like I've been through so much in my life. No, I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't think about nothing but the Most High. I think about the lights that came off of my body, the light energy that came off that I put value into. I had to call my energy back from so many things so many times. After I gathered it up, the places where it was supposed to be, I prayed to the Most High to protect those spaces of light. But majority of the time, the value is a trial. It's a trial and error. You try to see who of divine's creation is carrying the divine light, and that's the only job we really supposed to do. It's not up for me to go, gun ho about anything. You know what I mean? But once I'm representing the divine, that's just what it's going to be within my presence. That holds the divine on a pedestal. That's the job we all supposed to do, because that's the life that's given to you. You won't have a life unless so. So it's like you got to be so, you're like in the most idiotic situation to believe that you have a choice other than. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you even think in some aspect that you have the option to speak on a value that's self-serving, when in fact every single motion is homage to the divine? Every breath that's taken is homage to the divine. Every life that's made, even if a person in the biblical aspect, when they say, I'm going to turn everyone against you and they're going to be in the image of me. Well, where'd you get the energy to do that at? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's so stupid. It's like, damn, how do you even listen to this shit? Because everything is created under the divine, regardless, good, bad, and indifferent. So even its energy is being used by divinity. So it's always going to be a one up with the divine. It's never going to be, you're never going to reach the level of divine energy. It's just never going to happen. This life has been transmuted too many times. So it's almost like a fool's walk. It's a fool's walk to believe that anything that you think is going to outdo how divine has it for you. So when individuals who go out to satisfy themselves on particular notions of whatever life has to offer, you're literally pushing against a wall. Like you're pushing a wall that's not supposed to be moved. Like you're trying to push it, you're trying hard. Like you're standing there with the thoughts that I can move this wall because this is what I want to do. What if divine said, I don't want you to move the wall, I just want you to walk around that corner? And everything that you needed was right around that corner, and it literally is probably 10 feet away from you. But because you wanted to do what you wanted to do, you kept pushing that wall. You was adamant about pushing that wall, and you kept pushing. The wall never moved. You just kept pushing. I'm going to move it one day. I can feel it one day, but you steady breaking your hands up, your skin splitting. You think you're moving the wall, but you tearing skin off your hand. Blood dripping down the wall and shit. You like, I'm going to keep going. It's like, yo, Devon be shaking his head like, wow, they're tenacious like a mud. They just don't give up. And they don't understand that's not the way out. Like, you're going to keep trying to go that way, and there's nothing there to, like, even if you got to the other side, divine will remove what was on the other side just so you wouldn't have it, because it wasn't the way that was laid for you. And people may look at that as some form of a mishap within the divine's action. Divine don't make mistakes, people do. Your ultimate feeling and understanding to grace and everything is going to be through the perception of how you are well entrained in that value of what's for you. How do you know what's for you? How do you know what's for you? You got to go through this stage of being blindly led. That stage of being blindly led. As soon as you get through that, right? the pulse multiplies, and now you kind of like, in a sense, have echolocation to everything. So you start just knowing shit. You know what I mean? So it's not blind anymore. You know what I mean? It's like that was like a trial run to get you to a certain level, and that had to test your intention in your heart. So like your heart is its focus, it gets on something so hard, and depending on where that focus is coming from. So like majority of the time people are focused on getting materialistic things, and that's based off the value of how they want to receive things in life. Well, if that's what you want to do, that's a personal reference. It's not to say at that moment you're saying, divine, this is what I'm trying to get across, and if this is your will, let this will be so. So then divine strengthens that desire that you think you have. Most of the desires that people have, it comes off of a retrospect of something that they're not, you know. So this is where you get a lot of different people who have this affinity to fail divine, as far as having divine in between all their choices. You're this, you're that, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you think this about yourself. Like all those thoughts don't even matter at the end of the day. Like it's almost like you kind of take the eyes off of how you appear and just be how you were given. And if that is not the truest form of blind faith, I don't know what is. Like you have to literally remove the aspect of trying to impress anything, even yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I say this from time to time. I go back to some of the videos I upload, and I know that energy that was in me was a higher aspect, because I'm mind blown. And I can watch it a million and one times and still have the same feeling, because I knew that was my intention at that moment, following the Most High. And that just multiplied to where it is now, because I didn't let up then and I won't let up now. That shows the intention of your heart. That's where your heart portal is. So now me personally, I'm literally filtering divine energy through my existence at all times, regardless of what it seems like to anybody else. All praise due to the Most High. I don't have an affinity to find out what the fuck is going on. I don't care. Like at the end of the day, if it's not the Most High, why would I want to dive into that? That's like a form of temptation. You know what I'm saying? And I look for these things materialistic in all its value, so you can have a guideline on what not to do in the world. But I haven't never met a being like myself. I never met anybody who was more about the praise of divine than how they see something. Even if it's trying to be projected as a value for you to see, you still see the intentions of that value lean towards other materialistic aspects or whatever. Like it's always to gain. And you know, I don't take it any type of way, because it's not my war to take, it's not my war to fight. But what I do understand, my war is with myself, deciding on if I want to choose the pathway that I think I can handle best, or the pathway divine lay for me. So automatically that is always going to be the walk in the path that everybody has to walk. It's never going to be any different from that particular value. The difference is that you believe it's one. Like that be the crazy part. Like the difference be the fact that you believe it's one. And people do so many things to try to discredit you. They discredited any Messiah that ever walked on earth. You know what I mean? Massa, individual that stands tall under the guise of nature and understanding of the universe. Massa. So it gets so deep, man, when you start to look at these things and you're like, wow, the unmovable was just moved. The unbreakable was just broken. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if those things take place, then automatically it was never that stable in the beginning. It was a ruse, right? It was a ruse. It was something for you to see, to make you believe as such. There's never going to be a time where divine is satisfied by the anger you display. There's never going to be a time that divine is satisfied by the manipulation you display. There's never going to be a time where divine is proud of the fact that you chose the way you see things over than the fact of what's laid in front of you. My grandfather used to say, you asked for it, so eat it. You asked for it, so eat it. You ain't wasting shit over here, right? And that be the energy. Like that be the energy. People they get impatient, right? They can't wait. They don't have and the intention in your heart is explaining this to divine. Divine is like, I see what you want out of it, but your intentions are telling me or showing me that you think that you are going to do this in the way you see fit. You're going to outdo me. You're going to make this shine the way you want it to shine. Divine's like, no, you're going to put all that effort in just to fail, and then you're going to come back later mad at yourself because that's the energy you put in to fail with, when in fact you could have just followed me and I would have made it so much more easy on you. But you in your mind like, nah, if I do this, if I move this way, if I move that way, I can make these things this way or that way. Like, I don't have to be judged, and I will never be judged by no man that walks on this earth. Man can't judge me. And I don't even care if man attempts to at the end of the day. That act alone in its own action states a value. Everything is in service of divine. Everything is in service of divine. So even if I speak towards a value to you, towards of the understanding of divinity, that's the job. That's the job. It's like you walking in a restaurant, and the restaurant is the place. And the person with the menu comes up and say, "This is our specials for the day. This is what we're having." You can't tell that person, "Well, I don't like your specials. I don't even." Then why you at the store then? If you don't like that restaurant, why you there? That's that understanding to the value. Like, the divine is always going to be the way. And if you don't like the way of the divine, you can deal with what comes with that too. You can deal with what comes with that. And that's going to be the only two choices you got: to have the pure intention of what should be, or deal with the consequences that should be, because your light is not yours, it's borrowed energy. And I give you the understanding to shine as a bright light in the representation of all things in this universe. I give you the option to be a beacon of light in the universe that's created by the divine source of all things. It's like somebody coming in your house shitting on your living room floor just because they didn't want to go to the bathroom. You like the bathroom right there. They like, nah, I'm gonna shit right here. And pull their pants down and shit right in the middle of your living room floor, right on the carpet. And dare you to question. It's that type of energy. Like, be like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? Are you serious? Hold on 1 second. Hello. Yes. Who's this? So, that's the particular understanding. It's like people are so afraid of their hidden motives and their hidden actions that they don't think they have a connection with the divine. Well, automatically every power has contrastal energy to it. So wherever you thinking on that side, it might be correct for you to think about it that way, but you should be led by the divine within those choices, not your own self or not any other force that that charges that energy to go in those particular directions. It should never be that in any retrospect. And there's never no particular type of character that you have to be under the divine, because divine created you the way he created you. So what you're comfortable as, your best comfortable suit that you wear as far as your character is you. Not the shit you got to put on, not the stories you tell, not the places you've been, not the people you grew up around, none of that. Who you are originally is who divine sent you as. So going through life calling on the divine, and that characteristic is what's going to strengthen the understanding of who you are. Automatically people seek to control other people and their mentality, and by doing such, you may be holding people back. So it's important to understand what I'm trying to get across to individuals right now. You could be responsible for yourself, or you could be responsible for millions. If I'm going to be responsible for millions, it's not going to be by the value of me deterring anybody from the divine. It's not going to be because I want to manipulate people not to see anybody in an understanding, or change in retrospect to some value to make you see me as if I had their circumstances. Most people want to be somebody that they're not because the lack that they have in their life. I've watched minerals and elements try to copy behind other great minerals and elements their whole existence. The carbon copy value only exists because it's not comfortable as far as what it is, but it has to get in line spiritually. And if you don't understand what that is, you have a lot of work to do. It's not for me to sit down and give you that understanding so you can run off and think that, well, you know what, now I'm going to go tell everybody that these are my thoughts. Divine knows your heart and your intention. There's a bigger karma to play. And majority of the time when things happen like that, people will say, why did this happen? What happened? What? I did. Oh my God. That happened? I can't believe that happened. Believe it. Believe it, because that's what that person drugged themselves into. And it's never nobody else's understanding or somebody else's fault that allow you to go in a certain direction. You can choose whether or not you want to go down that road or not. It's up to you. Having those choices respected, especially them being the laws of the divine, is going to be the issue that people have, because they want to see it in a different light. That's because they already made their choice. And this is when it comes to when now there's more responsibility for the value of other lives than just your own, because now your manipulation tactics are trying to pull energies with you. But they told you in the ending days it was going to be so many different forms of demonic energy try to pull divine energies down with it. They told you this. This is nothing new. And if you want to get into the scientific aspect of what that is, that was speaking towards that heavy energy that goes down the drain. It's a heavier energy that's just going to go down because it's heavy by its choices. If you start choosing to decide to make decisions out of these values, you become heavy as well. Can't change my heart. You can't change my intention. I'm never leaving the divine, period. I'll never leave the divine for nothing, period. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be funny to me. Like, I just sit back and laugh. You know what I'm saying? People be like, yo, why you be laughing in your situation? Because I don't care. Like, it's not about what you have. It's about who you are as an individual. If the sum of everything that you are has to base off some materialistic value, you are nothing. You've just told us to the universe you don't exist, because all your involvements have nothing to do with real life. It's a formulation of what you want it to be, which takes away the true understanding of what the architect of time and space has already formulated for you. So you all off your road. You down the street on somebody else's road. They looking for you on your road, and you're nowhere to be found. You know what the universe say? Well, they don't exist. But then you make a noise in these other areas, on other timelines, on other roads that you think validates the reason of your existence. No, that's not what happens. It doesn't validate anything. It just shows you're off your path. It shows you're clear, knocked off your path. And divine is like, why are you way over there? How'd you get way over there? Why are you making decisions based off not my energy? You're making them solely off how you feel about things. And your response time is the same. Do nothing within anger. Nothing. Especially speaking towards the Most High. This is why you have to humble yourself, because you bring more light energy into your life when you are light within your actions. No, it's not my job to contend with the value of situations where people go left and choose not to choose the divine. That is not my job. People come and they seek me out personally for certain pieces of knowledge. I could be asleep to the world. A random person will call, hey, yo, G, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, yo, Naga, what you think about this, then the third? It happens every day. I'll get 20, what are those automated calls when they call you about shit on the line, they call you, what they call those people? I don't know what they call them, but the people that call you all the time and want to ask you about your information. I get 20 of those, and then I'll get 20 people that may call me and reach out and ask for a little piece of knowledge. And I'll talk to them. You know why? Because that's the job. It's the contrast. It balances itself out. But I don't indulge in all the operator calls that just want to make me sign up for something or have me confused. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. As you can see, when I first started earlier, somebody called my phone and I was like, hold on for a minute. And I had to explain to that person too. Like, yo, I already did this 1,000,001 times, but y'all call me for nothing every day. That doesn't mean I have to respond in kind of how they want me to. Everything is led by the divine. You don't get an opportunity to separate that thought from the divine if you want to live in righteousness. It just doesn't happen. It won't ever happen. Every piece of energy in known existence, your energy right at this moment is filled of divinity. You got to choose what you want to use that energy for. And if you're going to choose to put divine light on things that don't have that value, then that is your karma. That is your choice. That is what you're choosing to deal with. If you want to choose to misuse divine energy, that is your choice. That is your karma. If you want to choose to manipulate others to use that energy without the divine, that's your choice. That's your karma. But divine always said, stay close to me. Stay close to me. That's my only real job. And anything that's reaching to strive for divinity and they feel I can be a beacon to them, you know what I do? Shine that light for them. It's up to you to take it. And a lot of times people not going to like what's being said because automatically it's how they feel personally, but that has nothing to do with nothing. It's always going to be the way of the Most High. Once you understand that, then you can put down a lot of burdens that you just constantly pick up for no reason. So that was leading to the conversation with the young lady asked me this morning, and she was like, well, what do you think? What do you think as far as how dude looked in his face? And I was like, well, shit, he probably, because he know the choices he made. His upload was crazy, like how he explained it and talking about the higher energies that's going to have to be dealt with. Well, you know what? That's because of how many people you pulled in that understanding. People believed in you in a different way. They even believed in you in a godly way. But then it wasn't a godly way attached to that. So that means he was in control of a lot of people's understandings. When in fact, he had plenty of ample time to recant on that and say, you know what? All praise to the Most High first and foremost. None of this is real. If you want to ask me anything, you follow divine directly. He could have said that at any given time in his career, but he didn't. So now his face shows the stress of what he's going to have to be faced with, because it's not just his life he's responsible over now. It's the lives he manipulated to have fans. See, lower level energy, it's a responsibility to all of it. And if you don't stand in the image of what it looks like, then you fail. It's not about what you say all the time. It's about what you do and how you do it. And for the most part, people just don't get that clear understanding. And I'm not here to force nothing. It's not my job to force anything. It's not my job to fight about it. It's my job to do it. That's it. Just do it. Don't talk about it. You don't have to write a letter, essay. Just do it. The divine is right there. Divine is with you all the time, every day, all day. How much do you acknowledge it? I can't help but to acknowledge it all my waking days, and automatically I wasn't always so in tune to it. I always had divine around me, but fine tuning it to every motion that I do, that took a while. But I had the privy to do it since I was a teenager. I had to learn what that was without anybody saying, hey, this is what this looks like. No, I had to figure it out myself. Trial and error. But it was not one time when the pain came and I said, you know what, divine, no, I ain't with you. Never, ever, never. Because I knew with divine, it would be satisfied. I knew it would be fixed once I understood what was taking place. So you gotta take risks. People take risk on life all the time. You take risk in the wrong direction. Any risk you take with the divine, nothing can touch you. I don't care what it is. Any risk you take with the divine, you will get out of that unscathed every single time. If there's something you're supposed to do and the divine is leading you in that direction, there's not for you to be afraid to do it. It's for you to walk through it with the divine, because you're going to come out of that with a new level of information. Period. Everything in this known existence should be done with divine. You laying down with your woman, y'all having sex, do it with divine. You cooking food, do it with divine. You taking your kids somewhere, do it with divine. You got a new opportunity, do it with divine. I don't care what it is. Everything you do, breathe, motherfucker, do it with divine. That's the hardest thing for anybody to comprehend, because somewhere deep down inside is something pulling on you. It's pulling on you, and it's still making you choose to decide as if you know what's right over the Most High. Man, I don't want that smoke. I won't even dive into that shit. I'm like, yeah, all right. Because I already know the vibes. And there's nothing going to make me turn away from the Most High. I can't say that about people who has been considered leaders, who've been considered somebody to people to follow. I can't say that about them, because they've already made decisions based off demonic energy, dim light energy. They've made decisions based off dim light energy. They said, I can do it this way and nobody won't know. I can pull this wool over their eyes and they won't know. You said to yourself, I'm going to do this and they won't see me doing this. This is the intentions of your heart. Think divine don't see that shit? You don't never pull nothing over on divine. That's why I don't say everything that I know. It's not for me to say anything. It's just for me to know. So yes, I'll sit right there in that fire and let that fire think that it's burning me. I let that fire burn, rage all around. Do whatever you want. I don't care. That shit ain't bothering me. I'm sitting in the grace of divine. What fire is going to bother me? None. My job is not to worry about your intentions. That is the job of the Most High. The Most High said, I see you. And when you expel all your intentions out into reality, that is the weight your heart has to carry, because now it's your memory. It's your karma. You can never not remember. Even when you get old and you forget, you know who knows the divine? Your higher self. They watched you live your whole existence. So there's no getting away from that. So my intentions will always be pure within those actions. Never falter. Not here to prove shit to nobody. Prove it to myself every day. Prove it to myself every day. Because this is the walk I was given. It's a lonely road by itself, the narrow and thin road that nobody else can see, that's covered by branches. I'll walk that shit by my motherfucking self, knowing that divine got me. My intentions are locked in, chained, never change. You have to find that within yourself. And if you can uplift values and individuals who have potential to be of that in divine energy, then you may bring them to their own road. And they will also find greatness within following the ways of the Most High. All praise due to the Most High. I ain't trying to hold you. I'm just trying to show you something. Naga. Intensive well-being retreat on May 16th through the 19th in Peoria, Arizona. This retreat is dedicated to healing and empowering women. You'll dive deep into the intrapersonal healing, self-reflection, and self-care practices to transform your mind, body, and soul. For more information, call 844-378-2692 or visit www.drtanyagilbert.com.
Hey. With the affirmations to enjoy your day with. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The netters are my battery. I got my discipline. My source comes from within. Root chakra grounded in the cosmos so infinite. Nagas through my veins. Currencies flow through ligaments. Another netta instrument. Manifest me dividends. I'm on my mastery. Self-doubt is blasphemy. I'm the God I ask for me, connected to my astral dream. I summon other beings, all facets of me. Magician part my meaning. My purpose is the alchemy. I am numero uno, Raishi on my mind, lion's mane, big on sumo, Babalao aligned with Pluto. We kick back like we judo, karma licks back from Pluto. Heart on a feather, that represents my new growth. Trusting me is crucial, the God in me a do show. I'm bigger than your economics, politics, and Google. My omnipresence is the true show, all the world is stage. Allow my authentic self to be the sage. Fumigating parasites all up in my space. Cause I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than indoctrinations. Naga's rising cavalry. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. I'm bigger than the situation. Nettas are my battery. I am who masters me. I embody mastery. Naga's rising cavalry. The nettas are my battery.